Right, welcome to another week, another founder update. My birthday was actually on the 15th, today's the 17th, I'm recording this a day later. I usually record these on Friday. So my brother came to visit, so this wasn't the most productive week we had so far, but we did do a bunch of stuff, so I want to go over all that. Before that, I want to make something new on these videos. I always want to tell you guys how much money we processed on the week that's passed. So on last week's video, we had processed on the week prior almost 12k. It was $11,200, which was good. I think, was it on the previous week? I'm not sure. The week after we did 5.6k, and this week we did 6.3k. So it did went down, but overall the trajectory is up. Of course, on the week of August 29th was a great week for us. We did some promos, that's why it shot up. But overall, we're on an upward trend, so that's always good. And even though these numbers seem like a lot, like $6.3 thousand in this last week, we don't keep nearly. We keep like 10% of it, minus payment processing fees and whatnot. And we can, of course, increase how much money we make by just increasing the fees and adding some features that allows sellers to highlight their services, like premium memberships for both buyers and sellers. But we're not focusing on that right now. Our focus is to just get more and more users to use the platform. That being said, I do often compare Vettted with other successful entrepreneurs. So I see people making like not millions, but thousands of dollars each week or each month, 100k, 200k, even a bit less, but maybe 50k, and a month, or maybe more. I'm getting confused. Sorry, or millions, a couple of millions a month. Sorry, and it's not that I get discouraged, but it's definitely an eye opener that we need to go faster. That's why we're also looking to gather some investments. That's why we need to finish our pitch deck to just boost this up, because it is a very capital intensive business running a marketplace, and my savings aren't, I can't keep running this off of my savings for forever, right? We are able to sustain ourselves, so we're profitable, processing around 7k per week, I guess. That's around almost 30k per month, and if we keep like 10%, that's almost 3k, bit less. Let's do 2k per month profit. I guess not profit, because we need to pay accountants, we need to pay a bunch of email marketing softwares and whatnot. Let's say we're making around 1k profit, which is shit. It's not that good at all. But I also need to remind myself that we're just 4 months in. So yeah, 4 months in, processing these numbers, I guess it's okay. The issue is that I really don't have any other marketplaces to compare myself to. I'm kind of comparing myself to not the dropshippers, but people with SaaS and people doing e-com, and they do big numbers. Of course, those numbers can be inflated, and some people lie on the numbers, but it's always good to have like a place to compare yourself, or a person to compare yourself with. And in the marketplace space, there isn't many people you can compare with. There's Fiverr and Upwork, but they're huge. Even though their numbers are public, in comparing myself with the billion-dollar companies, I don't think it makes much sense for now. And there isn't anyone doing what I'm doing, like sharing revenue numbers and whatnot. So again, it's hard to compare myself with the industry standard if I don't have anyone to compare myself with. So I'm comparing myself with other entrepreneurs, and like I said, even though it doesn't make me like discouraged, it makes me think, man, we should be going faster. Even though we just launched 4 months ago, but I feel like that's being used as an excuse, or could be used as an excuse. But on the other hand, we're growing and our trajectory is up, so I guess, I don't know, I'm just sharing my thoughts with you. Now, with that out of the way, a bunch of stuff we did this week, so let's cover payments really quickly. We are using MangoPay, sorry. Amex payments, American Express payments never worked. The last couple of weeks we've been talking to them. They finally admitted that it was an issue on their end. They're now talking to Amex back and forth, taking weeks to solve. Still isn't solved. All Amex payments are getting declined, which sucks. Then PayPal, we just added PayPal like 10 minutes ago. So PayPal is now live, which is good. A lot of people asked for PayPal. We are, however, if you choose to and I ran out of space again. So as I was saying, we just added PayPal, but if you choose to pay with PayPal, we have to add a 4% markup on the price, because our margins are already slim, and if PayPal takes another 4%, we can't sustain the platform. So if you want to pay with PayPal, you're gonna have to give them 4% of the payment, because we cannot sustain that cost. Which I think it's fair, right? Our value proposition as a marketplace is to connect buyers with sellers. It's not to support the costs of greedy, I guess you can call them greedy, I don't know, payment processors that take 4%. So yeah, if you choose to pay with PayPal, you're gonna pay 4% on top of the value, which I think it's fair. You can let me know in the comments what you think, but I think it is fair. I don't think it's fair that they charge 4%, but I think it's fair that we pass on that cost to the customer. Then we created something new called, before this actually, sorry, we're pivoting the business to a solely based, sorry, I'm sweating so much, it's so hot here, and I just lowered the quality from 4K to HD and from 60 FPS to 30. Hopefully this doesn't stop again. Yeah, as I was saying, we're pivoting to solely an SEO marketplace. It only makes sense. I think I mentioned this in the last video. 99.9% of the services sold are SEO based. So all of my connections are in the SEO space. There isn't anything like this in the market, a place where you can hire pre-vetted SEO marketers, SEO professionals. So it only makes sense to pivot to SEO. So yeah, big news of this week is that we are pivoting, and we have pivoted. We'll slowly be rolling out these changes, like in the copy and whatnot, and changing it. Sorry, I can't talk today. Changing the categories to SEO-based categories on the marketplace. So yeah, that's the big news for the week. Then we launched 2 new big features, which are the Vetted Essentials. So if you go to vetted.com now, there will be like on the menu something saying Essentials with a red bubble saying New, which is basically a place. And I don't want to make these videos too much about SEO. I guess they'll start being more about SEO now that we're an SEO marketplace. But in SEO, there are some things that you can do quite easily and that a ton of people sell. For instance, citations are one of them, like listing a business on a business directory. It's a service that if you go on Fiverr and write citations, like hundreds of people sell the same thing for $5 and whatnot. So the idea behind Vetted Essentials is offering these services that virtual assistant farms do super easily, or even software does super easily, at a fair price but super high quality. Like basically, to a non-SEO person, Vetted Essentials are similar to Amazon Basics, kind of the same thing. And we're not sure if we'll be leaving this out forever. It's about iterating. That's the whole goal of a startup. It's always keep changing, keep iterating. So yeah, that's one thing we released. Vetted Essentials. I hope I explained this properly. I don't know. I'm so hot right now. I can barely talk. So yeah. Then sorry if this video kind of sucks. But yeah, you'll have a better one next week, I guess. We also launched something called tailored SEO counseling, because we had a lot of people not knowing where to start in SEO. Like they didn't know what they should buy, where they should start. So we added on the homepage this little text where you can basically fill out a form and ask for help, and we'll send you like a tailored video to your needs. We'll give you recommendations for services on Vetted you should start using with. We'll give you recommendations for calls, for consulting calls with certain experts you should have with. Basically, a place where we guide you by the hand and over the shoulder into what you should do based on your needs, on your site, and whatever it is, to start in SEO and have a successful journey in SEO. That's basically it in regards to the tailored SEO counseling feature we also released. And yeah, that's basically it for this week. Again, super quick: Vetted Essentials, PayPal integration, the pivot to solely SEO, the tailored SEO counseling, the Amex payments not working still, and yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for everyone that follows along. Hopefully in a couple of weeks we'll be processing more money, because truth is, this is a business, right? You need to make money, and people are using the platform, which is great. People are not just buying from me, they're buying from other sellers. But we need to ramp it up for sure, because I don't know, if iVasco were not selling on the platform, I would not be able to sustain myself, because the business making $100 a month profit per month isn't enough to sustain me and Afonso. So yeah, that's why we need to. I want to make a pitch deck to get some money in, both to keep Afonso as a developer, as talent, but also to increase the growth rate of the business, because, like I said, the marketplace is a very capital intensive business, and it is a hard business to scale, and we're just two right now. So yeah, it's definitely not an easy task. And like I said, I keep comparing myself to other people doing other businesses which seem much more profitable, but that's not really the goal here. The goal here is to make Vettted succeed, and I'm fully focused on Vettted. But sometimes and I'm sure if you're an entrepreneur, you know, it's always nice to look at the other shining object in the other side of the room, right? There's always something more sexy, something more appealing. But then I also need to ground myself and think, okay, so we've been live for 4 months. We already processed 2 weeks ago 12K in payments. This last week 6.3K in payments. So we're on the right track. I just need to keep my head down and get to work. Yeah, I'm so fucking sweaty. That's it, and I'll see you next week. Cheers.